wanted to finish, I've put up three, I believe, videos just now, and I want to continue and with this one. I was writing about mind control and people being programmed to go out and shoot or kill, and how do you prove it? Um, First of all, you modify a person, the agency's doing it, and now then they say that even some of the corporate people, companies are doing it. It's so easy to do now. I wrote the book in 75 to April Fool Day of 80 when I got filled full of antifreeze and should have died and was illegally transported across the state line and ended up in Huntsville, Alabama, working for the district attorney and passed a background check. The DA was Fred Simpson, who, by the way, I like. He's one of the good guys. Now that I wanted to, having trouble here, I'm not in the best of health, but I wanted to say this about the mind control. Let me say this first. I had just put up, and I haven't said anything about this all these years, really, about Victor Gonzalez. I put a few things up, but because he was connected with, I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace and brought to Moulton, Alabama, and given the name of a twin, Peggy Ann Dempsey Childers. And both twins were dead. Peggy and Carl killed by their mother, Lina Dempsey, and it was a pigsty, and it was a horrific, horrible abuse growing up. I wrote the book in 76 to 80 when I had the antifreeze put in me, and I'm going to sneeze in a minute, so bear with me here. But anyway, Gonzalez was connected back to Parkland when John Kennedy was killed. He was intern in Dallas. Now then, you fast forward to, he's in Huntsville, Alabama, when I'm getting, I don't know how you say it, I can't right at the moment, by Hyman Miller, a Jew psychiatrist. By the way, Peggy Ferguson Lauderdale asked me, I put this on a tape, has Dr. Miller ever raped you? And she described what happened to her, and I can assure you he raped her. Oh, yes, I can. He was a Jew from New York and psychiatrist. There was very few, I think he was the only one in Huntsville. This happened in about 61 to about 66. And his wife was a German Jew. And looking back, I didn't know about my kidnapping or any of that. But he knew who my parents was. He knew exactly what had been, that I'm British. I'm Victoria II. I have German ancestry, which, by the way, I'm very proud of. And I'm so proud of my English, my UK British accent. No, I don't have it. That hurts. Ancestry. And I'm proud of my mom. She's Irish, American, and I love her dearly, even though I was taken from her and my father at age 2 and brought to Moulton, Alabama. I put this on all videos and the ones just now. I'm going to say this, in Huntsville, when Hyman Miller, and this was crimes that I was told, by the way, by a woman at Edinburgh Village, where I tried to live for a while, at retirement, and she ended up with my apartment, and I don't know why she was there, but anyway, her name was Carol Rogers Simon, and her husband, ex-husband, was a psychiatrist from Seattle, and I never did anything to this woman. This is the odd thing. She said to me, because she saw some crimes that were being committed against me there, and she was helping. I'm allergic to chemicals, okay? I have an immune disorder. My immune attacks itself when I'm around toxic fumes. And the only way to end it is to get away from the fumes. There's no cure, okay? But she said to me, she was speaking of my German ancestry, she says, you're paying for the crimes of your ancestors. I want to tell her over and over, and there's more to this woman, cold-blooded. I want to tell her, no, I'm paying for the crimes that you and yours, people in this country, did to me, and a handful of the Windsors did to me, like my Uncle George VI and ongoing Elizabeth, all right? Now I want to get back to, I was writing about mind control murders, and I was also telling about Gonzalez because he feeds into this. He was in Huntsville at Redstone Arsenal during the time. He had been in Dallas at Parkland when John Kennedy was taken there, but John Kennedy was ambassador, his father, to England during the time of my kidnapping and the forced takedown of my dad. So you got the Kennedys. The father, Joe, was ambassador, and JFK and his older brother flew into there. And I ended up kidnapped in 99 years, still put on my dad's illegal takedown, my birth, and I ended up at, I think I was brought in at Cortland Air Base, flown in there. And the Dempseys had a pigsty farm not too far from there, and they gave me the name of Peggy, and the twins were dead. They were killed by their mother. Now I want to jump back to Gonzalez. Gonzalez was at Parkland. Then when John Kennedy was killed, so the connection there too is that John Kennedy was part of what was done to me, the kidnapping and all of it. And so during this time that Hyman Miller's doing all this, you can't. You'd have to see it. I'm not even going to go into it. But the damage and all this done. Illegal diagnosis allows diagnosis murder, I think, of Dick Van Dyke, can allow a doctor to do pretty much anything he wants to, all right? Your life's a living hell, and especially when he's Jew and he knew who I am. I didn't, but he did. So Gonzalez is transferred from Parkland in Dallas to Redstone Arsenal Army Hospital. And the odd thing was that I met him at a health spa. I was managing a health spa, ladies division there, Cosmopolitan in Huntsville. And he came in with his wife, and I'm not going to get into, see, I can't put it on the tape. But anyway, I was trying to think. He ends up ahead of me. I didn't know it, but he's a child psychiatrist, okay, and he was at Redstone Arsenal. And he is in Atlanta, Georgia, and my husband transfers there. He's working with the space industry. I also work for the CIA, I found out later. Anyway, my husband takes me from the hands of this Jew that socked it to me because of my name and who I am. And by the way, the anesthesiologist is Bird. She's Jew and her husband's Jew. So bear with me if the Jews helped do this to me and kidnap me. The Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, Kennedys, and my own Uncle George. Freemasons, okay? So now then Gonzalez is over there. He goes to work for Parkland at Cliff Valley Way. So you get into the hospitals, if you want to call them hospitals, or they're owned, corporate owned. And so I end up, my husband takes me there, so you can guess what happened there or not. I can't tell it right now. Anyway, what I wanted to say, he's a child psychiatrist. And there was a suit filed in 1975 with former DA of Fulton County, and his name was Eugene Kaiser. And he was best last attorney I've really had, okay? Everybody's afraid of it. They're afraid of dying or they don't care. But anyway, this attorney was the one that also gave me some files on Gene Schrokelman and murders and the other stuff. I got all myself, but I researched it, and it goes to Piedmont Hospital where Congressman Dr. Larry McDonald worked, and I wrote about it, and later his plane is shot down in '83, and I'm flown out to Larry Flint. Larry Flint helped me in the campaign, but also he was the person that shot him and killed his attorney in Lawrenceville was programmed to do so. So Mr. Flint wrote me up in the magazine, April of '84, and I want to get into this because this tape's going to run out now, I guess, and I just can't put up any more. William Bradley is a Marine, ex-Marine. He just did the shootings and killings supposedly yesterday up in Pennsylvania. This is more than likely programming, I can assure you, because of some things that happened to me recently that kind of